Shalom, shalom, it's brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. Let's let this play, man.
Hello. What's up, man? Can I please see my keys? You got $1,000? $1,000, really? Yeah. I ain't got $1,000. I've been paying bills. I don't care about your bills. Or you got 300? So you gonna recharge me to see my kid? Yeah. Cause shoot, I got bills and stuff to pay. I gotta take care of him. 300. All right. If I give you the $300, how long can I keep him? An hour and a half, maybe. Only an hour and a half? Yeah. All right. So like, it's take it or leave it. All right, I bet. Where you want to meet at then? On like 650 Capital. All right, I'll meet you there, all right? Just be sure to have that money. You got cash app? Cash app. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I pay you. I just want to see my son. All right, yeah, have that money. All right. Proof. Hi, Dad. How you doing? Good. I miss you, man. I miss you, too. You know, Christmas coming up. What you want for Christmas? Sonic toys and a PS5. A PS5? You know how to play a PS5? Yeah. Alright, man, I'll get it for you, man. I miss you, man. I miss you, but Mommy said you broke. Your mama said what? You broke. Man, don't listen to your mama, man. Don't ever say that to me again, man. I promise you I'm gonna get what you want for Christmas, okay? Okay. I don't know why your mama tell you that nonsense. You hear me? Uh-huh. But you want a PS5 and Sonic toys, right? Uh-huh. All right, got you, man. I'm gonna make it happen for you, okay? Okay. I love you, man. Love you. All right.
I'm going to leave it right there. It's just complete wickedness, complete wickedness on a woman part. And to be honest, if we going to be 100% real right now, it's the black woman mostly that this happens. Now there's 12 tribes of Israel, but Eve, the black woman, so-called black woman today, is the ones that mostly act like this. The reason why Eve acts like this is because today, in a modern world, in a first world country, they feel entitled, but they feel like they could be equal. They no longer want a man because they don't feel like they need a man unless he bows down to them. Unless he's a simp, unless he's a beta male. But they don't want a man because they don't want to be in order. In reality, they rather replace their man with the government. So the government is their man. That's why they get child support. That's why they threaten to take you to court. That's why if they need help defending a home, they call the police. Back in the ancient days, you had to call your men. Something goes wrong, fire, they call the fire department. Ambulance, they use all these things. Now the government has became Eve's man. And she feel like she's equal to a man because of the modern day society we live in. But if you go back to ancient times, the women knew that they needed man. They knew it was a difference between man and woman. There's a physical difference that plays a big part. But the thing is they use our children today to oppress us. A female to kind of make up a reason to argue with you about some BS just so she could take you to court. Oh, and by the way, child support. Really, her true intentions from the beginning was to get child support, because women want to live off. They don't want to work for things, and that shows you the difference between man and woman, and the difference between man and woman shrink. That's why there's order. If you go to 1 Corinthians 11, the man is over the woman, which I get. I get it. I'll try to get it. But the thing is she wants to get child support. She wants to have multiple baby daddies, get child support. If she lucky, she find a baby daddy, a Jake out here that's making some good money. That she could get 400-500 a month off of. She probably got another baby daddy she get a couple hundred off of. She want to get that. She want to get food stamps. She want to get health care, free health care, all that stuff, right? So she ain't paying for food. She getting money, cash. She probably getting cash assistance. She get the link. She ain't paying for health care. And then while she got the kids, she's gonna file. She's gonna work part-time because she really don't want to work, and then just enough so she can file taxes. And if she got a couple kids, get $9 grand, $8 grand, $10 grand back at the beginning of every year, but still can't manage to get farther in life. That's the whole plan that they set up, man. It's 60. For a man to see his son, a man should have complete dominion over his son. And for a woman to stand in between that, that's complete wickedness. I don't care what you try to say. Well, he should be taking care of his kid. No, he should have dominion over his kid. If he had complete dominion over his kid, he would be taking care of his kid. But when you put me in a situation where I kind of got to go through you to deal with my kid, a lot of men, yeah, they escape, they get out of there, and then you call them deadbeats. No, it's not that they're deadbeats. It's just that you in the way and you out of order. So in this society, he can't take you out. I mean, take you out like get rid of you. He can't do that. He it's only gonna make his whole life miserable from the time he lay down, from the time he wake up. It's only gonna make his whole life miserable dealing with you. So he don't want to do that. You taking him to court, taking his hard earned money. The 14th Amendment, I believe, no, it's probably the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, involuntary servitude. It might be the 14th or 13th Amendment. But this is servitude, but they go around and say that it's not servitude. Yes, it is servitude because his income shouldn't be subjective and took away from him for no reason on earth. He's a free man. I don't care how many children he got, but he's an individual free man. Should he take care of his kids? Yeah. Should he take care of his kids to the standard that you want him to? No. He has that demean. He has that right. The God-given right, if you a Bible believer, you call yourself a Christian or a Catholic, when you read in the Bible, Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. Did Sarah jump in the way and say, no, don't kill Isaac? No, she didn't have nothing to do with it. She couldn't move her tongue against it. That was something that he was going to do. The angel came down and said, Abraham, pretty much saying, don't slay him. Don't kill Isaac. It was a test. But that shows that he had complete dominion all the way to the point if he wanted to kill his son, he had that dominion to do. These women today is wicked, man. Out of order. But when all hell break loose, when you have a pandemic, when you have an ice storm, a snowstorm, and society break down from that luxury that they've been benefited with to even feel like they have this power and be put on a pedestal, then you see they go back running to the man. Oh, we need help. Where the good man at? You don't want a good man. You want a nigga that's in the street, that's gonna go to the club. You want a rapper. And then you get treated that way. And now you all sad. And then you all washed up in your 30s, couple kids, different baby daddies, and now you want a good dude. But the good dude don't want you because he high value. He don't want you. It's sickening, man. I just seen plenty of girls grew up with in the hood that could have had a chance. Play theyself. Completely, utterly play theyself. I'm laughing like, man, chick, it's sorry. The position that you could have been in, but you chose that. Played yourself. Because they want the street dude. They want the hood dude. Hood dude ain't going to do nothing but end up in jail or dead and leave you with kids. And then you still young, but you can't really get any of the good man because they don't want to deal with you. Not on no serious status. Stuff is sickening, man. This goes back to Adam and Eve in the garden. The serpent was able to get to Adam through Eve. Sin came in the world through Eve. She was the one that was deceived. Why? Because she always feel like she equal. Look, I'm gonna give you newsflash. Don't no man want to be equal with you. Don't no man want no partner. We bossed up. We partners. And don't no man want that. We want to be the king, and we want you to be there to help us with things we need. I want to drive this car, and I want you to sit on the passenger side, and I want you to get the cup, hand me my cup when I want to, and navigate here when I want to. And if I need you to drive a little bit, then drive when I need you. I want to be the captain of the ship. You help me. I don't want to be no partners 50-50. That don't make no sense, man. And this is what these women don't get. I mean, and it's sick, and the scriptures talk about it. Look, this is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. As for my people, the Israelites, Native blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, children are their oppressors. What does it mean when it says children are their oppressors? Well, because you have a kid by a woman and she used your child in order to oppress you. And it goes back to Esau because Esau set that system up in order to conquer and divide the black man, the Hebrew Israelite man, the Hebrew Israelite woman. And what ends up happening is the children. That be the only string of woman I have to you is just because you got a child with her. And she uses that child to oppress you. If you ain't had that child with her, she wouldn't be able to do nothing with you. So, a lot of us get God because we be young and dumb and don't know. But, you kind of grow from that. You kind of learn. It's a lesson. If I was to give a young brother any advice on these women, if you get you a woman outside of the country. Don't get you a American woman. Get you a woman from one of the 10 tribes, one of the Latin tribes. This is my advice. Outside the country, bring her back. She ain't got no SSN, no social security number. She ain't no citizen. She just here. So anything go wrong, she ain't running down to the court to get alimony. She ain't running down to the court to get child support. That's who you lay your eggs with. Because when women get power, they abuse it, just like Eve did. But it says their children are the oppressor. Why? Because the baby mama go down there and she used the child to oppress you by the way of like child support, or like in his case, she just asking for money in order for him to set appointments to see his child, his son, his seed. It says, "O my people, they which led thee caused thee to error and destroy the way of thy path." And that's wicked Israelites that led us, that caused us to err, and us following the other nations like Esau. Because that's all the black woman, the Hebrew Israelite woman is following. They're following the Edomites. And what they say, look, you could come up here and you could get child support. The mother has the power. You following their philosophies. And it is leading you to error, and it's destroying us as a people. They say, oh, they don't need no man. But when the pandemic hit, Becky and Karen, they got husbands. They husbands gonna step up and protect their household. But Shorty in the hood, the Israelite woman, the black woman, she ain't got no man. She just got a couple dudes that was banging off on her every now and then. When survival of the fittest hit, they ain't worried about you no more. They worried about surviving. So you left alone, and you gotta survive instead of having a strong man there to provide for you. Crazy, man. I see so many women that be beautiful women, but they waste their time, and it's all a mindset. Have one kid, have 2 kids, 3 kids, body start going down the waist. Now they talking about fantasies and stuff like that. Going out here, going out there to get them a ball player. Man, these ball players don't want you. There's thousands, and then when they get out there, they get humbled. You go out to Miami, you gonna get humbled. There's thousands of beautiful women that ain't got no kids. They got careers. Why he want you? You got 2, 3 kids. You coming out the hood just because you used to look bad, man. I'm kind of rambling. Let me move on, man. But the point is, it says children are their oppressors. That's Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. So that was prophecy that happened to us. Ultimately, we bring it on ourselves by sinning against the Lord, not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. This is Deuteronomy 28. Let me see where verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until the high and the fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusteth thou out of all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God has given thee. This is the point right here I was looking for. It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons, see, and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God has given thee, in the siege, and in the straightness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. I believe this happened in the past. This talking about in the past when they start eating each other and stuff like that, literally. But this is the point. Verse 54 actually says, so that a man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes should be evil towards his brother. That's modern day. It plays out in the past. It plays out since we've been in sin. These are the plagues, the same plagues that come on us. Your eyes should be evil towards his brother, which is the same thing. It goes back to Cain and Abel. Cain, I was evil towards Abel. But you got to remember, sin came into the world by Eve. Going back to Adam and Eve, and these same curses always followed us. Esau, I was evil against Jacob, and then but Jacob had the promise. Seth, you know, Noah, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. That's that chosen line, you know. But then amongst the Israelites, our own eye was evil against our brothers. Even all the way to the part of slavery, us coming from the West Africa, us coming over here to America. Even to today, our eye is still evil against our brothers. That's why you see a Jake, he ready to puff up. He had come through, he had hit the block, he had spin the block and let off 30 rounds against, another black brother. They don't care if it's in daylight. They don't care if it's in a shopping center mall. They don't care if it's on the good side of town. But they won't do it against a true enemy, the Edomites. You know what I mean? It says, and towards his wife and his blossom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Well, what's some of the things that make him leave his children? Being oppressed by them. Him not having enough to take care of them. At the same time, Esau setting up traps like jail, and you got an evil eye towards your brother, so you out here game banging, and you in beef, and you into it with these people. These are all things that could cause you to leave your household, leave your children, and the woman could run you off by being wicked. So it's just all out, the curses. The Lord wasn't playing with us because we didn't want to keep the law, statutes, commandments. Here, this is the point. This is what will definitely make you want to leave the house and run out on your family. This is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25, verse 15. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. No wrath, right? I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. See, there it is right there. I mean, I'd rather keep house, meaning you got children, you got you got your wife and everything. So I'd rather deal with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman, like the woman that he was on the phone with. Now, when you look at the lion pride, see, you can learn off nature. You look at the lion pride, you got the alpha male lion. He got multiple wives. He got multiple lioness. The lioness do all the honey, which is going to go back to the Isaiah chapter 4 here. Let me jump to it. The lioness is going to do all the honey and everything, but they know they can't survive without the head honcho. They can't survive without that alpha male lion, because when the hyenas come, the hyenas could steal food. They could compete with the lioness. It's tough for them to take down the biggest of animals. They got to go call the alpha male to take down the big animals. The hyenas will compete with them, steal their cubs. They steal the hyena cubs, kill them. They go back and forth, warring and beefing. They come steal the food from the lioness. But when the alpha male comes, he growl, everything goes scattering. You could learn from that. Here, let me jump back to Isaiah 4. 4-1, because this is the time we're going to get back into, man. You women are going to be humble. I don't know how the Lord going to do it, but you seeing flashes of these pandemics and these world-changing events that's putting people in desperate situations, like the situation in Texas with the snow. And it's humbling women. It ain't going to be no hot girl summer this summer, man. I could bet on that. Something going to happen. These women going to be humble, because this Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, this is prophecy. This will happen. It says, and in that day, 7 women should take a hold of one man. 7 women going to take a hold of one man, just like a lion pride. Saying we would eat our own bread. Don't the lioness and the lion pride go out there and do all the hunting and stuff? And wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Reproach to take away our shame. They gon' hey, let us be your wives for childbearing, so we can have children to take away our shame. What's a woman's shame if she ain't got children? She ain't had children. She ain't got a husband. Just like with the lion pride. But women gonna humble themselves. They gonna say, look, this woman on the phone said, look, you got $300 to see your child. Now, when they get humble, they gonna be coming looking for the man, because the Lord said He gonna make a man more precious than gold. So they gonna come looking for the man, saying, look, we get our own food. You ain't gotta give us no money. You ain't gotta do none of that. Cause only thing women want today in these modern day world is where the money at. You can get them if you got money. You ain't got to spit no game no more. You go up to her, look, I got $1,000. You got her. Because that's all she wants is money. That's what she's worshiping. You know? But it says, to take away our reproach. So 7 women going to take a hold of one man and say, look, we all be with you. That's prophecy. That will be fulfilled. But back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. It says, the wickedness of a woman changes her face. So it changes her face. Look at all your Cardi B's, your Megan Thee Stallion. Look at their face. You could look at them and tell they wicked. And darketh her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. I know some of them do got husbands, but look at the image. Look at the image they putting out there. It's wickedness. It says, her husband should sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he should sigh bitterly. All the wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her, as the climbing up a sandy way is to feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Got so much to say, man. Stumble not at her beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. And that's where a lot of us men go wrong. We could admit it. We seen the body, seen the butt, we seen the face, we seen the hair in some cases. Going back to Isaiah, we could go into Isaiah 3. But we stumbled at that beauty, we made that mistake. What you gotta learn from, you gotta keep pushing. It says a woman, if she maintaineth her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abideth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That's Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, and that's verse 24. That's just the point, So yeah, this is serious. We got to deal with this, and this is serious, because this is a part of the whole thing, and it got to be dealt with, because there is order, but women don't understand. This is the order right here, because I said I was going to get it. Let me jump to it. Oh man, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Man's supposed to have dominion over the whole household. Be followers of me, even as I also am of Christ, of Yahushua, right? Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all the things, and keep the ordinance as I deliver them into you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. The head of Christ, the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. So that's what it's about. The head of the woman is the man. So where she has dominion over the children, the man's supposed to have dominion over her. So really, he got dominion over the whole household. But really, Yahushua got dominion over the whole household, because he got dominion over the man. You see, that's how the order goes. Here, let me go back into it. Verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man, right? The woman need man to survive. Now, us men, we need you to procreate, but do we need you to survive? No. There's been plenty of times where men go out to war and they be thousands, 50,000, 100,000. Man, just number man. They'll survive, of course, until they actually went to war and start killing each other. But they could survive because they could hunt, they had their food, they had order, they had the army set up. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So could we go 50-50? No. Do we want you to be a partner? No. Because we weren't created for you, but you were created for us. It says, for this cause ought not the woman to have power on her head because of the angel. And who's her head? The men. So the woman is not supposed to have power over the man. Just like this video I just played. As you see, his woman has power over him to tell him when and where he can see his child and how much he has to pay. That's wickedness. Neither is the man without the woman, and neither the woman without the man in the Lord. Why? Because we need the woman in order for childbearing, and the woman needs us for childbearing. She can't create, we can't create without her. But she was created for us, and we wasn't created for her. Here, let me jump back. Cause I'm cooking, man. This is supposed to be a short one, but I'm just cooking. You know. Here, let me see. Isaiah chapter 5. Let me see what verse we're on. 20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. So they switched it. They said the woman having power and having control, and the woman, you know how most women say, yeah, the woman got most of the power, you know, she got custody over the child. The state gonna side with the woman most of the time. That's evil. That's them calling evil good. But the man having complete dominion, they call that's good, but they call that evil. That put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. They switched it up on us, man. But hey, newsflash, the Lord finna start humbling everybody on earth. And it's gonna be corrected. Which is usually what happens. Here, 2nd Esdras chapter 16. This is how they gonna be humbled. This is proof that they gonna be humble. I'll start at verse. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just start at verse 28. 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Nah, damn, man, this is such a great chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 24. 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 24. There should be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Then that's when women gonna be humble. That's when you got Isaiah 4:1, where they like, look, 7 women gonna want to take hold of one man, because it's gonna be so few men, and man gonna be as precious as gold. I think that's Isaiah chapter 13. It says, and the tree should give fruit, and who should gather them? The grapes should ripen, and who should tread them? For all places should be desolate of man, so that one man should desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there should be 10 left, and 2 in the field, and which shall hide themselves in thick groves in the clefts of the rocks, and as in an orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters in them that diligently seek through the vineyard. I'm trying to get to the point. Even so, in those days, there should be 3 or 4 left by them that searcheth their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste. That's what's going to happen. That's going to humble everybody. The earth going to be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because of no man shall travel there through. The virgins shall mourn. See, they gonna be humbled. They gonna be mourning, having no bridegrooms, cause it's gonna be so many few men. They ain't gonna have no man. Do y'all wish y'all had a man? Now, what's the song? If you think you lonely now, right? Wait until this day. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The woman shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And the wars shall the bridegroom be destroyed, because man gonna be destroyed in the wars. And their husbands shall perish of famine. And the man that ain't destroyed by the sword gonna die by famines. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. And that's what I'm a servant of the Lord. So we bringing out the truth and we breaking these things down. Hopefully you get them, before it's too late. Famine of the word. Here, what I say, Isaiah chapter 13. Yeah, here, let me get Isaiah chapter 13. Get straight to the point. No, I want to get verse 11. It says, I will punish the world for their evil. What's evil? Women thinking they can have dominion over the children. This is evil that you just watched in this video. Complete evil. Wicked woman. And the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And that's what it is. They arrogant. Why? Because they got Esau they could run to. The government. She only could stop him from seeing his child because she could pick up the phone and call 911. If there was no such thing as picking up the phone and dialing 911 and Esau pulling up, she couldn't stop this man from seeing his child. He'd go over there and get his child and take his son. And there won't be nothing she could do about it. But she only could do it because she could call 911. That makes her arrogant. That puts her on a pedestal. But what are you wicked women going to do when there ain't no 911 to call? When all hell break loose, power plants shut down. You can't even get on the internet anymore. It's shut down. You ain't got water running out the hoses. You ain't got gas. You ain't got electricity. You got to get out there and actually survive. What are you going to do then? Yeah. That's when you're going to get humbled. That's when you're going to say, look, man, I need a man. Because the Lord said the arrogancy of the proud to cease. He going to cause all that arrogant stuff that y'all be talking about doing. I could be equal to a man and we don't need men. He going to cause all that to cease real quick. And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold. A man going to be more precious than fine gold. Meaning if you got a whole bunch of gold and you see a man as a woman, you'll be willing to give him that gold just to be with him. Even so, but in today's world, right now in this society, she would be willing to get rid of that man to get the gold. She want that man to give her the gold, the money, the wealth. But that's going to all switch. It says, even a man than the golden wedges of Ophir. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of the hosts in the day of his fierce anger. And that's the day that we looking for. Because it has to happen. There's no other way we could do this. We can't go and build nations and just preach the word and everybody repent. No, the destruction has to come. Because it's too deep rooted. So it has to be burnt up. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. There is good women out there. There is righteous women out there. The scriptures do talk about those righteous women. If you are out there, just keep being righteous, man. Keep having faith. With that, salvation to the elect. Shalom.